Hello, hello. Welcome to Crafting and Cruising, Deborah Jed. And I hope others will get on as well. I'm Lisa, and this is my page. And I have been rushing around like a chicken with his head chopped off today. I got my last physical therapy appointment in. And now I'm looking for something I can't find. My last physical therapy appointment. Hello, Mickey Brazar. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on. So I finished that. I'm so glad to have that out of the way. Rodney is not here on comments. He is in Des Moines, Iowa, with a delayed flight, hoping he can get home soon. He had a job to do and flew out this morning, and he's flying back tonight. So today I have been busy finishing up a couple of things and getting something ready for tonight. So I'm going to try to watch comments on my computer so that I can swipe the comments off my phone and see you guys. I do have an online class that I'm doing at 6 o'clock. So hello, Rodney Siler Books. I will be getting off in time for that. But right now, I think the only place I can really see comments is on my phone. So I'll leave them on there for just a few minutes, and then I'll try to swipe them away, because even though y'all can probably see it, I feel like you can't see it when my comments are up there. So anyway, first let me tell you what happened. Let me take a little sip of my drink. I went to get a tea today. And I told him I wanted light ice. That's not light ice. Hi, Joyce. How are you, sister? I hope you're feeling okay. But I didn't have a $1 bill. All I had was a $5 bill. And my total was $5.41. So I gathered up 41 cents. And I got my $5 out of my little envelope that says Eat Out. And I gave it to the girl. And so I'm teaching. I'll show you in just a minute, Mickey. I gave the girl the $5 bill and the 41 cents. Well, she comes back and hands me my tea. And then she said, "Have a nice night." And I said, "Well, you owe me some money." And she goes, No, it was $1.41. And I said, "Right. And I gave you $5.41. And she said, "No, you didn't. You gave me a $1 bill and 41 cents. And I said, "Honey, I didn't. I didn't have a $1 bill. I kept digging for a $1 bill in my envelope, and I didn't have one. So I gave you a 5. And so she goes over to her register, and she comes back, and she says, "Well, the register doesn't show that I owe you anything." And I said, "Well, you probably typed in that I gave you $1.41, but I gave you $5.41. So she kind of rolled her eyes and shut the door, and she walked back over to her register, and then she came back and she goes, "Are you sure?" And I said, "I'm positive. I gave you a $5 bill, I promise." So she went and got 4 $1 bills and gave it to me. And I didn't give her a hard time, because I know a lot of these people that are working in these places, they're young. They're doing the best they can. So anyway, I got my tea and I came home. I ate a sandwich on the way home so I could come in. And so there's a little bit of lag on my computer. Let me show you all this first. I meant to show you this last night. My sweet sister, Kimberly Wold, gifted me this on my birthday. I believe she said it's antique. She knows I love turquoise. And I absolutely love this bracelet. Let me hide this other stuff around it so you can really get a good look. Isn't that gorgeous? Those stones are beautiful. The silver is beautiful. So I meant to show you all that last night and I forgot. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. Remember last night I showed you a sleigh that I had found? Well, and I held it up. It was black. Well, here it is now. It's white. I put 2 coats of white chalk paint on it. Probably should have put a 3rd coat, but I didn't. And before I left for physical therapy, I went on and marked off my black and white checks on 3 sides. I don't have it on the back yet. But on the inside, I decoupaged Mackenzie Child's napkins. Is it perfect? No. If you look closely, you will see it's not perfect. But I thought that if I could black and white check all 4 sides, and then my thinking was I might put black and white stripes around the handle here and around this part down here. And then I was thinking about doing the rudders and the trim around all the way around the edge in gold. So what do y'all think? You like that idea? I have been busy, Rodney. Now, another thought that I had for the inside, I'm going to put probably some of those green frogs or the green styrofoam pieces down inside. And I was going to put some Christmassy flowers. I really don't have many here. Got lots of flowers, but most of them are spring. But I thought just to put some flowers down in here would be cute. But I'll show you what else I thought. Besides flowers, oh my goodness, this elf is too cute. And look how well he would look down inside of this. Maybe with some florals up around him. Isn't he cute? I have several of these that I have hanging on an iron tree that I have the Labian ornaments hanging on. But I think he is adorable. So somehow I'll figure out a way, I think, to put him in here. Then I also have some antique looking bells that I got for $2 when Rodney and I were out of town last week. So I thought I might could, oh my word, those scissors are going in the trash. Thought I might could hang some bells around the handle too. Look at these, not this gold one, but look at these little bells. Aren't those so cute? They're real rusty looking. And I found this, but I think this is going to be too big to hang off of the handle. Isn't it? So cute. And then I had, thought I had some more bills that I brought out. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But tonight what I want to do with you guys is just do some of the black and white and maybe do the edging, a little bit of the edging in the gold to show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to need to try to push you back. I don't know what Ronnie did with my pink holder for my phone. So I've got this black one up here that I'm using, and I'll have to tilt you down. Is that good? Let me slide the comments to the side so I can see what you guys are seeing. Okay, so I think most of you that are on here tonight were on last night when I did the little painting. It ended up so cute when all of the glue dried and it had the snow and the diamond dust on there. It was so cute. Okay, so I think that I'm going to do the pre-drag that we always do, or usually do anyway, when we're doing a Mackenzie Childs-like project. Typically, Debbie Rigg with Studio MDAZ will use, let me tilt this up while I'm talking to you. She will use, sorry guys, black and gold, or sometimes navy and gold for her pre-drag. I thought, since I was going to be doing Christmassy, and it's got a lot of red in this Mackenzie Childs napkin, that I might do kind of a red and black drag, and then still do the white drag on the black and white check. So I'm going to dip my paintbrush like she does in a little bit. Let me move this water over here closer. A little bit of the red. Now this is that thick red. But you see how much red I have here on the tip. And then I'm barely going to tip in the black like that. And then I'm going to rub it on my plate to see what I have. Maybe a little more red. Okay, you see how it's blended together? This plate has a little bit of stuff on it. So what I'm going to do is just start with the red on the line. And I'm just going to come down and make a few drags, not on every single one. Some can be thick, some can be thin, some can be high, some can be low. It's getting a little dark. So let me get some more red on here. I'm not even going to add more black right now. Just going to keep that red and do my drag. Okay. So let me go around and do the other side. So what have all of you all been doing today, besides Rodney, that I know has been working? Anybody done anything real fun? Anybody done anything Christmassy? Remember, these don't have to be straight. We're just giving it a little background drag to give it a little color. Okay. If I had my floating medium in here, I would do like Debbie does and dip it in some floating medium first because it does flow better. Let me put it in a little bit of water. I also could not find my Posh Chalk Gold that I just used. Why did I dip that in white? That I just used the other day. I don't know what happened to it. Looked in the bus and couldn't find it anywhere. All right, so let's dip it in the red. Tap it in the black. Rub it on here. I'm going to need a lot more red. These plates are slick. Okay, let me see if I can do this while y'all are watching. They're not straight, they're not perfect, they don't have to be. Okay? So that's our pre-drag. I napped. Driving in the snow, Rodney, don't tell me. Hey, Micheline, my sweet friend. Rodney, oh, I just got paint all over my shirt. Make sure you bring some of that snow home, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to start painting the checks. Now, I think what I'm going to have to do is just lay it down for you all to try to see. Shelly Stacklin, hey, how are you, sister? Because I can't hold it up like Debbie Rigg can. Now, these are Zen brushes that Debbie likes to use. I cannot read this because I don't have my regular glasses out here. And I don't know if these readers will help me tell or not what size it is. Okay, this is a, well, it doesn't say. It's a Zen 8, level 3, number 8. This one is bigger. It's a Zen, it's a 12. They're made by Royal Langnickel. So, Debbie's rule of thumb is have your brush be half the size of your checks or smaller so that you'll get a good straight line. I really think this one is going to be too small and it's going to take me too many strokes. So I'm going to get a little bit of water on this one and I'm going to start with this bigger one and see what happens. So we get paint on our brush and then I better put my glasses back on, offload in the center or somewhere on your check. You do not want to offload when you're going, you don't want to do it down one side because you'll end up with too much paint and it'll be globbed up and you won't be able to get it off. Okay, so hopefully, I know you can't see perfectly, but hopefully you can see me well enough. I'm going to start up here. Now let me start more where y'all can hopefully see. Okay, so I'm offloading here. I'm going to the corner right here, and I'm going straight across. Going back to that corner and pulling straight down. Not all the way down, because I'll end up going like I just did. I just went over the other row. I don't want to do that. Come back to the other side, pull straight down. Now I'll turn it. Evidently I got too much water on my brush. I'll turn it. I'll go back to this corner that I drug down to, and I'll go straight across. I'm constantly turning whatever piece I'm working on. Now Debbie can sometimes do it. See, I just went over on the white, but that's okay. I can correct it. Sometimes Debbie does it upside down and still does it perfectly. How she does it, I don't know. Okay, so on the next one then, you want to make sure, offload, and then you want to make sure that you're touching this previous one, that these two checks are going to touch one another. That just gives it a more finished look and looks better. Okay, so I'll turn it again. Get right in this corner. Well, I think I hear my granddaughter's boyfriend coming down the driveway. You can tell because of the music, or else it's her coming down the driveway. Maybe her, because she wasn't home. Okay. Perfectly imperfect. They're not perfect, they're perfectly imperfect. Okay? And you see how I put marks in every other check beforehand. So I would know exactly which ones, because it's easy to get distracted, especially if you're talking or there's people in the room or whatever. It's easy to get real distracted and look down and realize, oops, I wasn't supposed to put black there. I was supposed to leave that white. And then you have to put several coats on it to cover it up. It's just a pain. It can be done, but it's a pain. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. So unfortunately, there you go. Some of our sisters, thank you, Deborah. I love it too. Don't sound like fun. Just peachy. How are you? Wait, did I miss something? Been cleaning out my closets. Blech. I need bigger tags on my brushes. Wish I had. I know, me too, Micheline. I'm sure most of y'all probably already know this, but some of our sisters who were out of town last weekend in Arizona for Pinners came down with COVID, including our leader, Debbie. Well, I take that back. I shouldn't say that. I don't think Debbie yet has tested positive for COVID, but she was not feeling well. And then her stepmother tested positive right before they were leaving to go to Florida to visit her parents. So they had to, again, cancel their trip. Now I'm going to show you something. You see how on this one right here, I went below the line, and how this one right here is not totally touching? So I'm just going to go back with the edge of my brush and smooth that line out a little bit. That check may be a little bit bigger than the rest of them. Nobody but me is going to notice that. Or maybe some of my check savvy sisters would, but so any of these flaws can be taken care of. Even if I'd had to go back and paint over it with white, it would be fine. These glasses, I'm not sure about them. All right, so let's go down here and do this one. Now, this is going to be a bigger check because it's going all the way down to the end, the bottom of the sleigh. That's okay too. It's like our friend Kathy D. Domenico with Royal Funky Junk says, it's perfectly imperfect, just like we are. So see, this one's a little bit bigger. You see it? That's okay. Cleaning out closets. Let me go back down. What do you use to make your square pattern? Deborah, I just use a ruler. Now, I bought a while back some flexible rulers. Rodney and I were in a store, and we saw all these flexible rulers, and Debbie had told us about like quilters rulers to use sometimes, when, especially when you're doing patterns or objects that are round, to be able to take your ruler and have it wrap around is a really great thing. So, but on something like this is just flat. So I just took my ruler and I laid it in the center, either vertically or horizontally, whichever way you want to start first, doesn't matter. Laid it in the center and drew a line. And then I decided that I thought I wanted 1 inch checks. So I laid the ruler back down, and every inch I just made a little mark. And then I turned it the other direction and did the same thing. Found the center, which was about right here. Drew a line down the center, and then on either side made marks at the 1 inch mark, 2 inch mark, 3 inch mark. So that's how I do it on something flat. Need to get stuff out here and donate so others can enjoy things I don't need anymore. I get it, Shelly. Donating is a great thing. And if you ask my husband, he'd probably say that there's a lot in here that needs to be donated to. Now, Rodney, if you're still on here, he ordered me something that came today, but I'm not going to open it till he gets home. Why don't you tell him what it was, Rodney, that you found that you thought would be helpful? Thank you, Mo. Welcome. I'm glad you're on here. Good to see ya. Is Rodney on here? Is he telling y'all what he may be boarding a plane about right now in Iowa? Something that's supposed to be easier when you have like something you want to wrap around and do your check. I think it's like a flexible something also. Okay. That's what we have so far. Okay. Let's see if maybe, what time is it? We can get this side done and then put some gold around part of it. Like I told you, I was really hoping to find my Posh Chalk pigments. I love the Posh Chalk gold and silver. They are so pretty. I brought in my what is it? The liquid leaf classic gold. I don't think that's the one most of the crafters use. I don't think they use classic gold. I think they use something else gold. John and I are the same. We treat each other dinner or lunch, but it all comes out of the same bank account. Okay, did he tell y'all what it was? Okay, yeah, he did. Good. So he can answer all those questions. Oh, I see a check. I didn't even come all the way down. No wonder it's crooked. He can answer the questions about that because I still hadn't seen them. He just told me he ordered them for me. There's no rhyme or reason about how you do your checks as far as painting them all in a row or jumping around like I'm doing from place to place. You just want to make sure you don't lay your hand in the paint of the one you just did. And definitely my corners are not perfectly straight, and sometimes they're more rounded, even though I try to make them touch the one below it. But you know what? If you look through a Mackenzie Child catalog, you will see that none of the Mackenzie Child's checks are perfect. None of them. So if it's okay for Mackenzie Child's stuff to not be perfect, then I say it's okay for ours not to be perfect. What do y'all think? Perfectly imperfect. know what the weather forecast is where y'all are, but I know it got cold in a hurry here. I see I went out of the lines here, so I'll have to either straighten that out or touch it up with white. It was really cold this morning, and then it got a little bit more comfortable, and then by the time I was coming home from physical therapy, it was freezing again. I'm going to take those off. I donated the flag picture. Rodney said, oh, good, Debbie. That's awesome. Oh, no, Micheline. You just aren't looking up close, sister, or you would see that they are far from perfect. But thank you. Thank you for that compliment. I don't have any Mackenzie Child pieces, but I have some of these napkins, and I just know that I've seen her pieces, or the company pieces. She doesn't do them anymore, but and they're not perfect. Oops, I just said what I told you not to do. Don't stick your finger in the paint, and that's exactly what I did. Sorry, I know y'all can't see this. I'll turn it around in just a minute. It's just hard. I don't know how Debbie Rigg does it. She can paint upside down like a champ. Okay. Coming right along. And even this big brush will get into little spots. I'll show you on the side in just a minute. I may have to put those hideous glasses back on, because I'm having a hard time seeing. And I think my prescription ones got taken in last night. So I think I said this last night, but it's kind of difficult when you're trying to craft from 3 different places. Sometimes I craft from the house, which is where I was going to do that big picture last night, the big painting. But in my organized way in getting ready for Christmas, I've already decorated and set my dining room table up. So it's got plates and glasses and napkins. Doesn't have the silverware on there yet, but so when I told Rodney I was going to have to do it in there because it was so big, there was no way I could do it in the bus. I don't have near enough room. And then I looked in there on the table and I went, oh, wait, I can't do it. I can't do it in here because I took too much room from the table decorating it. 67 in Glendale, Arizona, where I live. So many places, including my little island in Jersey, has snow today. I know I heard a lot of people had snow today. In fact, Janine Olney posted pictures of the snow at her house, and I said, I'm so jealous. Please send it my way. I want it. I love the snow. I'm like a kid in the snow. I love it because it's so peaceful and so quiet. And growing up, of course, as a kid, I loved it because I have a sled I need to get primed. And I've got some skates. Mo, I got some skates too for a real good price, $10. I was shocked. But what was I saying? Oh, as a kid, you know, we loved getting out of school for snow. And around here, we had lots of snow days. Now, I'm not going to get into the discussion of what to blame it on. But I'm telling you that we do not have snow in Tennessee like we used to. So where I lived growing up, well, our road was a fairly decent sized hill. It wasn't huge, but it was definitely a great hill. I see right here, I'm going to have to go back and touch up with white because that is looking funky. It was a great hill to sled down. We loved it. And we would even sled at night. Of course, that was back in the day when you could, you know, let your kids run free and do stuff like that. And we had a bunch of kids that lived in our neighborhood, and we would go up to the top of our street and take turns sledding. The bad part was having to walk back up that hill. But we had so much fun. And I remember that vividly. And I remember being out of school a lot for snow days. I don't remember us ever having to make them up. That doesn't mean we didn't, but I don't ever remember that. I love the snow. Okay. Getting there. Slowly but surely. This ended up being a bigger piece than I thought it was going to be when I first looked at it. And I thought, I could probably do that whole piece on one live. And I could if it was a long live. But since I have my class to attend online, I knew I would not be able to possibly get it done. So I am going to try to finish it this weekend. I still have not done my outside decorating because it's been too cold. But I'm going to have to quit using that excuse and just do it. So tomorrow, that is my goal before I do anything else, is to get my outside decorations up. I think I'm about through with my inside decorations. So if I can just get my outside done, then I can really relax. And then we'll be leaving Thursday morning to go to Rodney's sister's house for Thanksgiving. So I need to cook and plan for that. Remember, I've told you all to don't hesitate to put prayer requests here or to PM me. Thank you, Shelley. You make me feel good. Or you can email me at craftandcruise, and spell out and, at gmail.com with any prayer requests you have. I love praying for people. I think it's an honor and a privilege that we get to do that, because in a lot of countries you can't do that without risking your own life. And and I know right now with the holidays coming up, there are lots and lots of people dreading the holidays. I remember the first Christmas and Thanksgiving after my dad passed, and again after my mom passed, how I just dreaded it for so long. I just didn't even want to have to face it, but I continued on doing my decorating and, getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And fortunately, my husband's family is very loving and very welcoming, and so it helped a little bit to take some of the pain away by being able to go to my sister-in-law's house and celebrate with his family there, which is again what we'll do. But I know that firsts are very, very hard. All of them are when you've lost a loved one. But I guess over time we kind of just settle into a new norm and go on about life. But I know that there are lots of people who do not like the holidays because of all the hurt and the pain that it brings up of losing a loved one, or maybe going through a divorce, or just whatever. And so I hope that you will be very mindful this holiday season, that not everybody is enjoying it. Not everybody is excited for it. I hope we can all be mindful of people who are working maybe for the first time, or maybe had to go back to work after being out of the workforce for years, especially young people who are working in these places like the fast food places. I'm sorry, Shelley. I'm so sorry. It will be rough. It will be rough. And that's when we have to, we don't have to, but if we're a decent human being, because not everybody is a Christian, I understand that, but if we're a decent human being, then we will understand that holidays and firsts, first birthday, first Christmas, first holiday, it's hard. And people need to offer grace to those who just say, I can't do it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to stay at home. I hope people won't stay at home and be alone. Or if they are at home, I hope they'll have people with them, because I know that um, the suicide rate tends to go up during these months too. And y'all, nobody is ever alone, ever. And I hear Justin Krause on the Crafty Brothers say that at the end of every one of his lives he does. He says, you're never alone. And he encourages people if they need to talk or need someone to listen to them, that, you know, to call, to get in touch with him. And that's who I am as a person too, because I have been very blessed. And I am grateful for people who were there for me when my mom and dad died, and have walked this journey with us and through life, and we need to give back. Micheline Shelley would be thinking about your family. It's not easy. I know it brings back memories. Life is so tough. Yes, it is. Justin is a sweetheart, and he does care. He's very, very genuine. And he truly means what he says. And when he says you're never alone, he wants people to actually believe that. But he knows that there are people who feel alone. Maybe it comes from his own experience at some point. I don't know. But no one should ever truly feel that they are alone. So I invite you and encourage you this holiday season to maybe, if it's even possible, to invite somebody that doesn't have family to be with for Thanksgiving to share it with you and your loved ones. Rodney's family always said, you know, if somebody wants to come over, and this wasn't just at Thanksgiving, we'll just pour another cup of water in the beans, was what they said. And so everybody was welcome to stop by. There was always something to eat and always room for one more at the table. So maybe you would, I know it just reconnected, sorry. So anyway, that's just something to think about. This is one of those small spaces I was telling you about right here, where you can take this same brush and just pull it across, but get in a small space. You don't have to change brushes. I think this is my last check on this side, and then we can go put some gold in. And of course, I'll have to go back and retouch. I don't ever mind doing that, because I want it to look as good as it possibly can. We'll have to put our white drag on here. And then, so this side is done. Of course, we'll put a sealer on it too. Love Justin. He's such a wonderful, caring guy. Always praying for people who are without their families over the holidays. Holidays are time to spread the love and be there for others. It absolutely is. And if we can't do that, something's wrong. Because none of us deserves really all that we have. I am a Christ follower, and I do not deserve anything that he has given me or allowed me to have. But he did that out of love for me, and I'm grateful. And I believe strongly that he calls me then to, in turn, give to others. And so that's why I say, if you want to send me a prayer request, I would love it. I will keep it confidential if you want me to. If you want me to share it, I'll share it. It's up to you. But I'm just touching up some white right here where I got some black before I go over it with gold. But at the same time, just encourage you to be nice. We need kindness in this country. The world needs kindness, but in our country even, we just need to be kind. You know, that's what we teach our children, to be nice, be kind. And if you can't be kind, if you can't say something kind, my mother used to say, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Used to make me mad when she said it, but she was right. Once again, Mom was right. So, okay. So I think that most of these are Hey, Sharon Halverson. Most of these are done. Oh, sorry, Sharon. So now let's do our drags, our white drags. Let's see if I can move over a little bit. So with your white drag, you want to put white on your brush and then wipe most of it off so it'll be a dry brush. And choose where you want it to go. That's up to you. Debbie usually keeps it all on the same side. So if she starts on the right, she finishes on the right, or vice versa. I see I got some white there. So she starts in the white and then pulls her drag down. Just like that. Starts in the white, pulls her drag down. Starts in the white, pulls her drag down. What it does is it just gives it a little more dimension. Now again, I wish I had my medium so that I could thin this down a little bit, because I do like the look that it gives when you thin your paint down just a little bit. I think it flows better. Let me finish these real quick, since most of y'all on here know exactly what I'm doing, so I'm not teaching you anything new. And sometimes I go back with another color on my whites, and sometimes I don't. So I had thought about doing a drag. Ooh, I don't know where that big white glob came from. I thought about doing a drag on my white with red. I'm going to sleep on that because I just am not sure that's exactly what I want to do yet. Got a little black in there, but anyway, just gives it some depth and dimension. You don't have to do it. Some people don't do the pre-drag or the drag afterwards, and that's fine too. It's strictly a personal preference. Justin, I was really moved. Is Justin on here? Justin, hey brother. Thank you. What'd you say, Justin? I was really moved recently watching one of your lives. I was reminded how one never knows the impact of what we do. All followers are not the typical artists or crafters. Some followers are people who need the friendship and fellowship of someone who will listen and care about them. Good on you. Absolutely, Rodney. You are absolutely right. You know what? I have always been a person, and I don't say this to brag. This is just me. But I've never really longed for friends. I make friends pretty easily, and I keep friends pretty easily, and I treasure my friends. But since I have gotten in the crafting community, I have found people literally like Justin, a brother. He's like my brother. I never had a brother. Justin's like my brother. I teased him in Oklahoma City, told him he was like my son, because I'm old enough to be his mother. Probably could almost be his grandmother. Oh, Sharon. Oh, I know you do. You know, I just say, if I could just talk to my mom one more time, if I could just talk to my dad one more time. But finding Justin and Beth and Shayna and Debbie and Kathy and Chris, just has been such an incredible blessing. And if I had not found the crafting community, I would have missed out on that, and never would I have wanted to miss out on it. So let's put, oh, you're so precious, Justin. I love you. Let's put a little bit, thank you, by the way, of gold on here. I see where my napkin that I put on the inside is coming loose a little bit, and I want to tack it down before I put gold. I'm gonna tell y'all, this liquid gold stuff is strong, so you need some ventilation if you're going to use it. That's why I wanted to find my Posh gold, but couldn't find it. I just had it the other day. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a flat brush, now that I've got it all over my hands. Probably this one that I used. I think this is the one I used to do the drag. And by the way, the best way to clean these when you use the liquid gold, is to use vegetable oil or avocado oil or olive oil or whatever, and just put a little bit in on a plate or in a bowl and rub your brush around in it. It gets all the liquid gold off really, really well. Then you can go back and clean it with Dawn dish soap and water. Justin, I probably am going to put a few flowers in here, but look what I thought would be fun to put in here too. Isn't that so cute? We all have friends online. Do have favorites? Oh, no. Channel lines. I miss them so much. I'm so blessed to call my friends I've made while living in the USA my American family. Love you all, and so blessed every day to have you in my life. Amen. Micheline, you hit the nail on the head. So Justin may not still be on here, but I wanted him to see what I was going to put in here. So let's take the gold, and I'm going to dip it. I'm going to first just use what's in my top. Dip it in my top on both sides. Get a decent amount of it on there. And I'm going to hold it flat as I go along this edge, because I'm trying to avoid having it go down on either side, inside or the side I just checked. Now this is kind of some rough wood. Elf glubbing style, that's right. This is kind of rough wood, so you may have to go back over it a little bit. But at least we'll be able to see what the checks are going to look like with this gold on here and the napkin on here. And then I'll probably finish this weekend, and I may come on live and do it. I may not. I may just do it offline and then post a picture. I know I keep saying I'm going to post pictures of stuff I've done, and then I forget to do it. So I've got to post pictures of my angel and then of the deer painting that we redid last night. And then I'll post pictures of this once I get it finished and filled with florals and the little elf or whatever I decide to put in him. I'll have to get some Christmas, like some poinsettias. I have some inside that are gorgeous, but they are gigantic. So they may be too big to go in here. But I wouldn't mind putting some florals around the little elf. Maybe have some fake snow coming out of him. Now I do want to do on the handle, like I said, I'm going to do black stripes. And I'm not going to mark them off, you guys. I'm just going to do them freehand and make them the width of the brush. So see how that gold is just going to make everything pop. And then when we put it down here on the rudders, it's going to make them pop. Let me go over the top real quick. No, y'all can't see what I'm doing. But see how I'm keeping this brush just really flat? Y'all, let me tell you something. I'm a person that's prone to headaches. And it wouldn't take much of this at one time to give me a bad headache. Look what I just did. I'll have to repaint that white. It's so pretty. But I think the Posh Chalk Gold is as pretty, if not prettier. And it has no smell to it whatsoever. You have to mix it with infuser. This is the Posh Chalk infuser. Thank you, Shelly. So the Posh Chalk itself is a powder. And then you just mix a little bit of it with infuser in a container. So if you have extra, you can cover it. Now let's see. Let's do one of these rudders and just see how it's going to look. And y'all tell me if you think it's going to be too much gold. Because what's the worst that can happen? We go back over it and paint it. We decoupage something over it. That's the worst that can happen. But I really think, my thought was that really I was going to use silver. But then I thought, I don't know, something about the gold just really appealed to me. So, let's just see. I know Kimberly Wold said she had been trying to find a sleigh. So she couldn't believe it when I told her I got this at a Goodwill. It wasn't a Goodwill here. It was when Rodney and I were traveling somewhere. And I found it. Oh, I think that's going to be cute. You think so, Micheline? I think it's looking pretty good so far. I like it. Let's see. I will say that a little bit of this liquid gold goes a long way, so that's good. At one point, we had heard that they were going to quit making this, or at least making it in the color that the crafters like, but I haven't heard whether that's still true or not. I have several containers because I went ahead and bought up several containers so I wouldn't run out, and that's before I knew anything about Posh Chalk, or I probably wouldn't have spent so much money buying all this up. If Justin's still on here, Justin, do you have a favorite gold that you like to use? I love to hear what other people say, because I know, like, Debbie Rigg has changed, pretty much changed the top coat that she uses. She used to use the DuraClear Triple Thick Combo, and now she has switched over. I can't remember the name of what it is she uses. I think it's a spray, actually. But she really likes it. So I'd just be interested in knowing. A favorite gold, Justin, a favorite gold that you like to use? Because this stuff is potent. It's so strong. And I don't usually use it that much. So it's really strong in here. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. So what do y'all think? You like the gold rudders? At least we get to meet Debbie, Bill, and Susie Craig when we meet them at the airport in April. Oh, fun. So where are you going to meet them, Sharon? Oh, candy cane. I can't see all the comments because my husband's not here to read them. That's a good idea. Candy cane around. I use Rust-Oleum spray sealer on everything. Lemon, gold, Posh pigment. Okay, good. Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. Right, that's what Debbie has switched to. And Debbie also uses this on anything that's going to be in the elements outside. She uses a couple of 2 or 3 coats of the gloss Rust-Oleum Automotive Enamel. So I do have some of that I need to put on a few things I'm going to have outside. But yeah, I think I like the gold. I think I do. I'm going to go up this side real quick. I love that idea about candy canes around the handle, though. That's a great idea because this Mackenzie Childs napkin has a candy cane pattern. Rodney, tell me who suggested that. That's a great suggestion. Another amazing crap by Lisa. Thank you, Deborah. You're so sweet. This one is not finished yet, for sure. For sure. Justin, what time are you on tonight? What are you doing? Oh, tonight's Ding Dong Friday, isn't it? I forgot. If y'all don't know about Justin's Ding Dong Friday, he crafts, but then people can ring the doorbell, ding dong, and go in and just visit with him online. He'll bring you in, and you can tell about your page if you have a page, or if you don't have a page, you can just visit with him and whatever you want to visit with. So sweet. I don't know how he keeps up with it, and he was so precious last week. I'm not going to get into details, but I'm telling you, when I watched last week, I was in tears at one point. He was just so he's just so patient and so encouraging, and one that wants to build people up and not tear them down. And I think that's why so many people love him so much, just because he is a builder-upper. He doesn't tear people down. He's got more sisters than he knew he could ever have in the crafting world, I'll tell you that much. That's why I think I'm going to have to call him son. Got too many sisters already. Too much competition, Justin. I can't handle the competition with all these women wanting to be your sister. But I don't want to be your grandmother. I decided that no, that's not going to work. So I can be your son. I can be your mama, but and I know you have a mama, but I mean I could be your like crafting mama, but I don't think I can be your. Sorry, y'all. I know this is not a great angle. I'm almost through with this little rudder. Whoops, got a little bit on the handle. Okay. So there's one whole side pretty well done, unless I decide to do a drag in the white. But I love the idea of the candy cane. Of course, I've still got to do all my checks back here. My checks up here. And my checks over here. So this will be an ongoing project this weekend, but I'm determined to get it finished this weekend so I can go on and do something else next weekend. So here he is. He's just too cute. You know, I have 4 or 5 other ones. I could just put them all in there and put a few florals or something in there. Just want people to try crafting. It's good for the soul. It really is, Justin. And it's amazing how many people say, oh, I can't craft. Oh, I don't have any art. I don't have any artistic ability. You know what? If you just pick up something and do it, you'll realize that you have more than you have. Granted, some people have been gifted by God with a little bit more, perhaps, innate talent. I don't know. But I believe that crafting, like junk journals, if y'all haven't watched, Rodney, he does not look like Woody. If y'all watched Chris Hunter last night, if you're in the private group, or if you watched Designs by Dina recently, they both made junk journals. Y'all, those junk journals are so cool. I'm thinking about making some for Christmas presents. I think they're so cool. And you can put anything in there. You can put your favorite recipes in there. You can put like I was trying to think of something that I had in my mother or dad's handwriting that I could make copies of and make a junk journal for each one of my kids and grandkids and put it in there. And it's just the kind of thing that you can just sit around and do, you know, while you're watching TV, even while you're traveling down the road, just sit in the car and do it. So, Rodney, that is not necessary. So, anyway, I appreciate all y'all coming on tonight. If you're not following, I hope you'll hit the follow button and turn on your notifications so you'll know when I'm live. And I would absolutely love it if you would share me out on your pages. I would love to build up my page a little bit. As I've said all along, I'm not interested in you know, trying to get rich or having a huge following, but because I love what I'm doing, I would just love to share it with other people. So let's continue to pray for the families of the people who were brutally murdered in Idaho. Still breaks my heart. And my sweet friend Vicky will be having brain surgery on Tuesday to remove a tumor. And I'm believing and trusting God that it's going to be benign and that she's going to pull through just very quickly. But it is right before Thanksgiving, and so that's tough. So, but she's been through a lot in her life, and she's a fighter, and and she will do just fine. So I don't usually do this, but I want to end tonight in just a quick prayer, and then I'm going to let you all go so I can attend my class. Okay? Father, we thank you so much for this day, and we thank you for this time of year, Lord, where we can reflect back on all the many blessings you've given us. And Lord, we are so blessed, especially in this country, Lord. We have an abundance of everything we need and most everything we want. And we don't always steward it well, Lord, but we're grateful and we thank you. Lord, help us to be mindful that not just on Thanksgiving Day should we be thankful, but every day that we get up is a new day that you've given us, and we need to thank you for that and honor you for that, Lord. And as the Christmas season comes around too, Lord, we know there are going to be people who are going through a first without their mom or their dad, their son, daughter, these poor families in Idaho, Lord, that are having to try to figure out how to even process this, let alone think about holidays. And so, Lord, in the fashion that only you can do it, I pray that you will provide a peace that passes all understanding. Lord, for all of us who are on here, we've all got our own stories, our own hurts, our own joys. And you have gifted each one of us with talents and abilities. Some of us just haven't discovered it yet. And so I thank you for this crafting community. I thank you for the brothers and sisters who have come on to support me. And Lord, I pray that everything that I do and I say will honor and glorify your name. Help us to all have a great night tonight and a fabulous weekend. I pray this in your precious and holy name. Amen. Okay, guys, thanks for coming on. I love each and every one of you. When will I do Santa tobacco sticks? I'll probably do that next week, Rodney. I forgot about the tobacco sticks, but I do need to do that. So thanks for coming on. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.